Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well and that you're all having a great day. As always, the opinions expressed in this video are my own and should not under any circumstances be taken as legal, tax, and or investment advice. It is always imperative to do your own research when it comes to cryptocurrencies. So following the tradition of the other videos that I made, this one is going to be focusing on Litecoin. There's a lot to say, and you'll see as I kind of go along. The point of this video is to kind of highlight what happened in 2018 with Litecoin and to kind of give a bit of a window as to what could potentially maybe on the off chance happen with Litecoin in 2019. To be honest with you, it's been a bit of a shaky year for Litecoin. Litecoin has been around for a number of years, is almost as old as Bitcoin. But as time has gone on, we've seen other coins kind of not take its place, but kind of push it out of the way. So without further ado, we're going to pretty much jump right into it right now, I guess. So what it comes down to is that if you look at articles or anything from the end of 2017, even the early parts of 2018, the talk was that Litecoin had hit all-time highs. For those who don't know, at the beginning of 2017, I think Litecoin was like $3.80 or something like that. By the end of the year, Litecoin was around, it had to be 300 something, $340, $380, somewhere floating around that number. And the idea is that in this euphoric phase, that Litecoin would explode, the price would completely go insane in 2018, and that we would see potentially prices of anywhere from, the numbers I've seen floating around are anywhere from $3,000 to $7,000 per Litecoin. Obviously, as time has gone on, we know that this is not at all possible, especially even right now at the end of the year. But it kind of leads up to what Litecoin was, what Litecoin is now, and what Litecoin could potentially be in the future. And I guess to kind of finish this one part off, Litecoin was always seen as Bitcoin's silver. So Bitcoin was always gold and Litecoin was always silver. They complemented each other, if you will. Whenever people talked about, especially 2017 and before, if Bitcoin was going up, or if Bitcoin had any type of speculative news that Bitcoin was going to hit $1 million, $10 million, even $250,000, Litecoin was always at its side. And there was a huge, movement going on where people kept on saying that they thought that Litecoin's price should be 1/4 the price of what Bitcoin was, simply because of how Litecoin is built. Not going into all these specific details, but it was believed that 2018 would be this glorious year for Litecoin, and that Litecoin would surpass any other coin that was next to it. And a lot of people believe that because of how old Litecoin is and the journey, I guess you can kind of say, that it's gone through, that it should be actually the number 2 coin, and all other coins should come after it. It just kind of depends on how deep you go into the Litecoin story. Once again, these are like, and the way that Litecoin kind of works, or rather the way that 2018 has worked out for Litecoin, is that everything that has kind of come up is almost like a like reading half a book and then opening up the second half of the book in 2019. Earlier this year, sometime around the summer, we had information that the Litecoin Foundation, along with TokenPay, had acquired a 9.9% stake of a German bank called VEG Bank AG. And there was controversial, obviously, cryptocurrencies, so the saying goes, are supposed to stay away from banks. And the fact that a cryptocurrency foundation / coin / partnership, whatever you kind of want to call it, ended up buying a stake in a bank, this caused a lot of ruffled feathers. I personally thought that it was probably one of the most intelligent things that the Litecoin Foundation had actually done. If the point is to, as many original crypto maximalists kind of say, is to get away from banks, what better way to kind of do it than to buy them up? We also saw this happening. I can't remember the other thing that did it recently. If you are in the cryptocurrency space and we had an issue at the beginning of this year where startups were trying to get banking accounts and they couldn't. So I thought this was very intelligent in that if you can become your own bank or have a portion of a bank or buy into a bank, you then also roll out the red carpet for yourself in being able to have that bank allow cryptocurrency transfers to be able to buy and sell or hold your actual coin themselves. And I don't know, I thought this was very intelligent. A lot of people didn't really think so. There was a lot of backlash against Charlie Lee, the guy who is the head of Litecoin, the creator of Litecoin. I thought this might have been one of the best things that they actually did, and this will eventually roll over into 2019 as things are completely finalized. I don't know. It's a very mixed bag of emotions for Litecoin, because on one hand, Litecoin, the downtrend in price has been a lot more severe than even other cryptocurrencies. Litecoin has kind of fallen in the rankings against other cryptocurrencies as well. But they've done a couple of very smart things, I think, this year, at least in 2018, that should translate into some type of positivity in 2019. But I think for the most part, Litecoin has been heavily overshadowed. There's a huge cloud over Litecoin, and it's pretty much a cloud that's made up of other altcoins. Litecoin is not the fastest or the coolest coin, I kind of want to say at this point. But I do, even after the shaky year, I do think that they have done some things that are relatively intelligent and or could potentially show signs for like bullish movements on the project. And then it's very hazy when it comes to Litecoin, because Litecoin, I mean, you've seen it. We've all seen it. Litecoin has been kind of pushed back into the crowd. It's still there. It's still waving at all of us. We can still see it. But other coins have kind of moved ahead. When it comes to actual speed and stuff like that on the Litecoin network, Litecoin pretty much mimics Bitcoin, except like ×4. So I think like transaction speeds are 4 times quicker. But it's still nothing compared to, once again, the other altcoins that can do 500 transactions per second, 1,500 transactions per second. We have a couple of them talking about that they can do anywhere from 5 to 10,000. Some of their blockchains have been tested, but Litecoin still is not even close to that. So one of the main draws, magnets, things that have drawn people to Litecoin was the fact that it is a fork of Bitcoin. For those who didn't know, there were actually multiple forks of Bitcoin, but the problem that we have right now in the cryptocurrency space is that people fork Bitcoin and then call themselves like Bitcoin 2.0 or Bitcoin so-and-so. Litecoin was one of the other coins that forked off of the original code of Bitcoin and kind of came into its own, and this is why whenever things are supposed to be implemented on the Bitcoin network, they can be rolled out on Litecoin first, and Litecoin has been seen as somewhat of a test net for Bitcoin. So one of the things that comes with being able to have fallen off that tree and forked yourself, didn't mean it that way, you guys know what I'm talking about, it's pretty much that when Bitcoin is able to have implementations for the Lightning Network on top of it, so is Litecoin as well. And my theory is, or one should be able to kind of gather, that as the Lightning Network on Bitcoin continues to expand, it will obviously, maybe at a slower pace, but it will definitely do so for Litecoin as well. I think when we have potentially in 2019 a major adoption for the Lightning Network on the Bitcoin network, I think that'll cause people to have a bit more attention towards Litecoin as well. Because at this point in cryptocurrencies, your coin has to do something. And on the other side of that, about 20% of that is that your coin needs to be quick. We are heavily going to enter into a space in 2019. There are many analysts who believe that your coin may be cool and awesome and amazing, but if you want to be able to transact transactions back and forth at a very quick speed, I can kind of say that you need to be able to do that rapidly. So when we have to talk about the Raiden network and the Lightning network on multiple different networks and stuff like that, it could be that these coins then end up being pushed forward as far as adoption. You know, it's great that you created this great platform and stuff like that, but if you can only do 15 transactions per second, it doesn't really hold a candle to a coin that can boast itself up by saying, I can do 1 million transactions per second. Speculation side as well. Once again, this is why these are my opinions. In 2019, it's still expected that we're going to see a release of the backed thing, the BAKKT, from the New York Stock Exchange. And they've mentioned before that they are or have been looking into adding other coins onto their platform. I've thought for quite some time that it is probably just going to be Bitcoin and then Ethereum as like the secondary coin, because people are betting heavily on Ethereum. I want to believe that as time goes on, they will probably with a big P, think of adding Litecoin as well. And I think if we get confirmation that the New York Stock Exchange, NASDAQ, anyone else with a major exchange or a major foothold in the economic world announces that they are going to be listing Litecoin, I think then the sky's the limit for the price. I think Litecoin will solidify itself in mainstream, but I think as of right now, what you may have noticed as well, what I definitely noticed is that during 2018, with Litecoin taking a backseat to many other altcoins, came this new generation of people who were trying to get into cryptocurrencies, and it kind of took a backseat to all the blockchain 3.0 things that we kind of have out there. But Litecoin is old enough and I want to say secure enough and well known enough that I think when or if Bakkt does eventually add other coins, I still think it's going to be Ethereum, probably Bitcoin Cash because of all the forked coins that they've had, because we have confirmation that these institutions have been trying to gather up cryptocurrencies since 2014, and I think Litecoin could be one of them, and that's obviously heavy speculation, obviously. But if it does, I think Litecoin would then have no problems completely just moving forward. Litecoin would be around for many, many years at that point. Maybe. Question mark. On top of that as well, what's been happening is, so where do I begin? Bitcoin is slow, and so is Litecoin. That's kind of the nicest way of saying it. With this as well, many side chains and second layers are meant to be implemented on top of the Bitcoin blockchain. On top of this as well, it's expected that the same exact things are expected to happen on top of Litecoin. There have been many efforts to build side chains that will allow for like smart contracts and stuff to be built on top of Bitcoin. The same exact thing is eventually going to happen to Litecoin. Not certain if this is going to happen in 2019. We had news that a lot of updates would or should have happened to the Litecoin and Bitcoin and Ethereum and so network in the beginning or mid 2018. A lot of these have kind of taken a back seat. What I think has been happening during this year, and I've said it before, is I think that a lot of institutions and companies and so crypto blah 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 are trying to make sure that all their code is completely correct while the prices are down. This is the opportune time to do it. If prices are down, no one's really paying attention to how cool or awesome or how slow your platform is. But if they have the time to be able to build these things that should have come out during the middle of the year and then release them sometime in 2019, that could also be a major, huge boost. What we have now in the cryptocurrency space is that if you are able to have side chains and have smart contracts and build other things on top of you, you are then seen as a winner, and therefore you are seen as valid. This is why they've been trying to build them on top of the Bitcoin network, and they will do so eventually. But we have not heard much about this pertaining to Litecoin. This is eventually going to happen, and when it does, I think this could definitely have a nice boost of confidence for the Litecoin network, because if you want my honest opinion, instead of kind of beating around the bush, Litecoin is very outdated at the moment. I know a lot of people love Litecoin, but you have to look at the actual fundamentals of it. There are other chains and other coins and other systems that are far quicker and more robust than Litecoin. Litecoin may have a very aged blockchain, but when we have other coins who are talking about that they can do 10,000 transactions per second, and that they have side chains, and that they have this, and that they have smart contracts, and that you can build ICOs and stuff on top of them, these are the platforms that are going to make it. So I have an inkling that Litecoin is going to always be around, but I don't think it'll be as prominent as many people think. And I think 2018 was kind of the beginning of that. Obviously, once again, my opinion, I could be completely wrong. Next year, Litecoin could be the #1 coin. Maybe. The point is that a lot of things that other coins now have as like a standard when they're created, they're trying to now build on top of the older platforms that we have to kind of make them continue to remain relevant, if that's kind of the way that I can say it. One of the most spoken about things that we have right now in the Litecoin space is that the Litecoin reward is going to get cut in half, and the estimated time right here, there's actual, for those who are looking at the screen, it says 225 days. The estimated reward getting cut in half is the 8th of August 2019. They even have the exact time, 17 o'clock and 1749. So the reward is going to be cut in half, down from 25 coins to 12.5 coins. So there's two sides of this argument, and they're both quite interesting. Is it obviously going to happen in 2019? This is a major thing. This has been since 2014. People were talking about this, and it's believed that this is going to be the point. Once again, opinion. This not only is my opinion, but also the opinion of many other people who are in the cryptocurrency space, that this is going to be a pivotal moment for the Litecoin project, and people will understand the scarcity of the project. We had information before that by the year 2040 for Bitcoin, 99.8% of all Bitcoin are going to have been mined at that point. It is believed that Litecoin's rewards and stuff like that will end a bit quicker. When you even look around for like the actual, like, when will the last Litecoin be mined? Many people have their own ideas of when this is going to happen. There's nothing concrete. But the idea is that as time goes on, when this also gets cut in half to 6.25 and et cetera, what have you, that Litecoin will then increase in value. The beginning of this is obviously this lowering right here from 12.5, because before, when you're creating 50 coins per block, no one really cares. When you're creating 25, it seems kind of scarce. But 12.5 and 6.25, the idea is that Litecoin's price will increase because of the scarcity that's happening of the coins. It's, if we have a situation in 2019, especially the middle of 2019, where cryptocurrencies could have potentially maybe air quotes taken off, and everything is, I don't want to say the term mooning, I hate that term, where everything is kind of taking off, the prices are completely going insane, and then we have a situation where people go, oh my gosh, maybe Litecoin has been added to backed, Litecoin is on this, Litecoin is doing so and so, and the reward just got cut in half. Let's start to acquire more Litecoin. On the other side of the discussion is the creator of Litecoin, his name is Charlie Lee, actually disagrees and doesn't think that the block reward halving or the reward getting cut in half as you're mining Litecoin is going to have any effect on the price of Bitcoin or Litecoin. It says Charlie Lee, aka Satoshi Light, spoke about the upcoming block halving for Litecoin and how it could affect the prices of Bitcoin or Litecoin. Litecoin's mining reward is going to cut in half. We know that. In general, people in the community have this misconception that block halving would push the prices of the coin up, but Charlie Lee said otherwise. Lee explained that block halving has no direct correlation with the prices, and that the last halving had little or no effect on the prices of Litecoin. Furthermore, Lee added that it was hard to predict prices and that halving would lead to something known as self-fulfilling prophecy, which people think would help push prices upward, and if everyone or most of the people think along these lines, it would lead to buying and hence increase the prices. He disagrees. I wholeheartedly disagree with him. I think Charlie Lee is a great guy. I don't know him, never met him, probably am never going to meet him. I think he is, in my opinion, very passive when it comes to his own project and what he has created. The last reward, like I said, went from 50 to 25 coins. That's not as dramatic as jumping from 50 to 12.5, especially when we get to 6.25. This is actually one of the main reasons why I remain slightly like my toe is in the door bullish on Litecoin, is because of the reward getting cut in half. We have, like I said, many other platforms that do what Litecoin does and do them better. I think Litecoin has a very big opportunity to be pushed back into the I'm still relevant category. I think a large part of this lays on the shoulders of Charlie Lee for his own project. I think he tries to be very realistic when he gives information. A lot of the times it comes off as very pessimistic, and I'm pretty sure a lot of other people in the cryptocurrency space have also seen this. Litecoin is just a very difficult coin. They've had an okay year. I didn't have it in this video. There was another thing that they had where they were trying to launch a debit card earlier this year that also didn't end up happening. So they've had a couple of stumbles, but to be fair, the whole market is down. Everyone has had not even a stumble. We're still tumbling down a hill. Snowball effect. But yeah, let's move on from that topic. Once again, this is another 50-50. Because what I think is happening to cryptocurrency is that as the market continues to expand in all directions, everyone is kind of having their own what's going to happen moment. what you think is going to happen to this coin and what is going to happen to the cryptocurrency space. I am of the idea, I have the mindset that as governments, especially the United States and Japan and many other places, have called out privacy or privacy, depending on what you want to call them, coins as of late. They've called these coins out by name. And that to me was a very big no-no, as this is an investing channel. We are here to make money. I believe that a lot of the coins that are out there that have these privacy features are probably not going to make it. I think probably one of the most bullish things for Litecoin has been that they announced, or Charlie Lee has said that he's thinking about making Litecoin a privacy coin in that you cannot track the transactions. I think that is wonderful, but I think it may be too early for the actual project. This is once again my opinion. And I mean that as far as I think Litecoin has to solidify itself more in the current cryptocurrency climate before implementing anything like this. I think we've had news before that Bitcoin is planning on, at some point in the future, blah, 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 going to launch these same exact layers that'll make transactions not transparent and therefore hidden from people who are trying to track what's happening on the network. I think Bitcoin is large enough that in the next 2 years, if we have the same situation that I think is going to unravel for Bitcoin, and then we have these privacy layers built on top of Bitcoin, I think Bitcoin will still completely survive. I think at that point, hundreds of millions of people will be into the market, and it'll be very difficult to scare them about a coin where transactions can't be traced. Litecoin, however, in my opinion, I think it needs to establish itself. I think it needs to be a bit more bullish on itself. I mean, it's just a very weird project that we have right now. Like 2018, many other coins and other things like that, they had crazy upgrades and they had a lot of good news and a lot of other partnerships. Litecoin, Charlie Lee in particular, was just very backgroundish. I think this could be great. There are a lot of people, like I said, on the other side of that. Once again, that side is my opinion. On the other side of this, there are a lot of people who think that these coins in particular are going to be the future of cryptocurrencies, in that they think that all coins will at some point be private, and the ones that are not are going to fail, because this kind of leads into a maximalist crypto dystopian future where because we have blockchains and because everything is on a computer or in the internet, that everything can be traced. And in order to have economic sovereignty, you need to be able to have a coin or use a coin that has privacy layers on top of it, so that you can transact to what you want, when you want, how you want, buy what you want, etc., etc. Like I said, my point of this is, that's not to say, once again, my side, that Litecoin won't make it. I don't know the future. I cannot know the future. I'm coming at it purely from an investment standpoint. Typically, when governments say thing like, if we have 2,000 cryptocurrencies and governments are pointing at 3 of them specifically, that raises a very big red flag for me. So I've stayed away from things like that. If Litecoin has about 2 more years to really up themselves and make sure that if they have Lightning, if they have side chains, if they can handle ICOs, if they can handle all these other things on top of their platform, and then they add this, I think they'll be good. Right now, or rather even mid 2019, I think that's a really big coin toss, and that's kind of just how I feel about it. Myself. To kind of finish this off, Litecoin has had a very interesting 2018. I think, if you want my honest opinion, these are my predictions. I feel like as time has gone on, Litecoin has kind of shown its age. I think a lot of the people who were the superstars of Litecoin, the people who were on the project, the people who were tweeting and stuff like that every day, I think that they've kind of moved back. Do I think Litecoin is going to make it? Absolutely. Do I think Litecoin is going to be in the top 10 forever? Probably not. Do I see Litecoin lasting for another 5 years? Absolutely. I think Litecoin is far too big of a name to not to. I still have, for those who haven't seen my other videos from many months ago, I have an idea that as crypto becomes bigger, I think the market is going to become very tight. And what I mean by that is, I think that we're going to see a collapse from the back of the market forward, and this has already begun happening. It's very interesting. As far as delistings of coins, coin collapses, price is going to completely to zero. No one using the project. We've seen a couple of hundred coins this year alone that have either been delisted, have died. Their ICO creators have lost money and funding. What I think is going to happen is that money from the back is eventually going to fall forward and is going to start going into some of the larger coins. My opinion on all of this kind of comes down to, I think, like I said, Litecoin is definitely going to be around. I think we're going to see a couple of big market moves, almost like indicative of exactly what you're seeing right here. And then I think the higher we go up in price with, let's even say, let's focus just on Bitcoin. If the higher we go in price with Bitcoin and the harder we slam back down, every single time that we've slammed back down has been anywhere from an 85 to like a 90% decrease in price from our previous all-time bull run. I think a lot of coins are going to be affected. And I think eventually at some point, if Litecoin has not established itself in 2019 and 2020, those are very key years, especially because the Bitcoin reward is going to get cut in half in 2020. I think Litecoin would disappear in that, like I said, 2-year time frame. If the next up and down happens and Litecoin hasn't had these upgrades, or Litecoin hasn't been added to backed, or Litecoin hasn't made sure to separate themselves in some sort of crazy way, or announce that they are launching the Litecoin Bank or something else, I think during those slams back down, the Litecoin price is definitely going to be affected. And this is kind of where we get the, what's it called? The whole thing that we have. I mean, right now we have, to be fair, or rather to be honest, the coins that are gunning for Litecoin spot and have kind of shoved it out of the picture frame are pretty much IOTA, Stellar, Cardano, EOS, and I think at some point Omisego is probably going to be one of those coins as well. When you look at the overall price trend for Litecoin, it started it at 2017, so you can kind of see Litecoin was $4. The all-time high for Litecoin, if I can hit it, there we go, was $363 US. Do I think we will eventually, my opinion, hit this number again? Absolutely. Do I think Litecoin is going to hit $1,000? Absolutely. But that in my head is also, I don't know if I've said this before. I have numbers in my head. Sounds kind of weird. Whenever I invest in something, I have a number in my head. I put it this way. If I invest in something very shaky, and it's normally cryptocurrencies, you see these fluctuations. I have a number in my head where I think it's appropriate to sell, or at least sell half of what I have. I have a few Litecoin. I don't have an astronomical amount. The number that I'm looking for is anywhere from 1,000 to 1,500. And I think I'll probably start to sell off my Litecoin. There are a lot of predictions out there around the year 2020 or 2021 where people think that Litecoin is going to hit anywhere from $7,000 to $10,000 per coin. Do I think it's possible? Absolutely. Do I want to risk it? No. I think 2019 is going to be a very big year for Litecoin, and that it's time for them to prove themselves, because all of 2018 has been a build-up year. You build up your infrastructure, you build up your team, you build up your this, your that, your frameworks and stuff like that. And a lot of other coins have kind of positioned themselves. They are at the head of the line right now. And when or if we do have some type of a major bull run in the cryptocurrency space, these coins are obviously going to benefit very much. And it's a matter of if Litecoin can figure out how to find a way to do this exact same movement, to squeeze itself towards the very top. But like I said, to be honest, at some point, I will probably sell off half the Litecoin that I have. Maybe not 100%. I think it's a bit foolish. I'm a very big, I don't want to say the word gambler. I like the long-term prospects of crypto. And I think it would be foolish of me, my own personal opinion, with my own money, my pockets, to sell all of my Litecoin, because the last thing you want is to be that person who bought Bitcoin for pizza, or those people who sold Bitcoin when it was at like $150 because they didn't see 1,500 coming, or those people who sold it at 1,000 because they didn't see 20,000 coming. As far as like prices for 2019, in the event of a bull run, will we hit this number again? Absolutely. There's nothing in my mind telling me that Litecoin won't hit this number again. Do I think Litecoin is going to triple that in 2019? We need Bitcoin to really have a very good year. Litecoin has taken the back seat, and I think my opinion is kind of up to Charlie Lee to really get the engines revving and kind of say, I'm here, I'm back. I am here to make Litecoin great again. And he said before that he doesn't kind of want to do that because he thinks he is like a conflict of interest. But I think he's one of the, or could be a major catalyst in making sure that Litecoin ends up doing very well in 2019. A little bit different than my other videos. They're all realistic. Like everything that I give you in every video is exactly how I'm feeling. I try not to sugarcoat anything. I think Litecoin really has to get it together. It's one of my oldest and favorite coins. I think it's a very cool project. But I mean, realistically, when you have other coins that do all these other things like EOS and Stellar and Omise Go and stuff like that, you have to kind of show that you're different. You have to separate yourself from the pack and say, we are still relevant. And I think or hope that Litecoin finds their legs, you know what I'm trying to say, in 2019. Anyway, I think that is definitely going to do it for this video. Hope you all enjoyed. Hope you all are having a great day, a great morning, a great afternoon, a great evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. I hope it's absolutely fantastic. Thank you once again for watching and or listening. I do appreciate all of your support. And yeah, I'll talk to you all soon. See you.